Yo, 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 yo. Listen, man, and I want to start by saying shout out to Shakur Stevenson and all his accomplishments throughout his boxing career. Because what he has done is not easy to do in the sport of boxing, and it takes a lot of commitment, a lot of sacrifices. Um, and I'm sure where he's from in Newark, I don't believe him to be a street dude at all. But I know he probably dealt with a lot of temptations that he fought over, which is much more commendable. Which is why I get cringed whenever he kind of glorifies the street mentality, because I actually appreciate him more as a professional boxer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something to be proud about, right? But one thing that, and I'm not gonna say but yet. Let's not get there. I want to give the credit where it's due. He became a silver medalist in a controversial loss in the Olympics. That got to give credit where it's due, man. And he actually came as far as he did. You know what I'm saying? And he took some good names out, even though they're controversial. So you got to give him his respect, right? Now, before I move forward,
Hold up.
this is the universal favorite to fight fans from all nations. You're now tuning in to VIC SZN Sports, the number one source for combat news and creation. You know what I'm saying?
Toma, huepa, chacho, pa que sepa, puñeta.
That being said, I want to give my thoughts about his current time in his career, right? And here's a lot of flaws and why I almost got to stop being a fan. And I feel like I hate when boxers say things like, stay on that side. Stay on that side. If you're not rocking with me, don't come back. Like, to me, that's very corny, because we're going to go according to how you carry yourself. And sometimes people switch up. So we going to switch up if you switch up. You know what I'm saying? Not only if you switch up, but if some true colors really start coming to the light. And I like Shakur Stevenson a lot because of how his fighting style is. And it's a like and dislike type of vibe when it comes to that with me. But it doesn't mean I dislike him as a fighter. He still was one of my favorite fighters. But what kind of separated me is how he carries himself as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And his mentality. And again, like I mentioned earlier, is the glorifying the street mentality, trying to be too tough outside of boxing, extremely cringy. It's hard for me to like somebody like that, right? But that was just one, and I made an exception for it because he's from Newark. I stayed in Newark for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? North Newark, and it's real out there. You know what I'm saying? It's real everywhere. You know what I'm saying? There's real places everywhere. But over there, don't go around there thinking you could play around and think it's just sweet in Newark. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is that, you were committed to a boxing career that we all appreciated. You know what I mean? And I want to glorify you for that, and I want you to glorify your career. Don't, you have younger kids that look up to you. And I feel like one look like a certain image, and it seems to be like if it's for acceptance for some reason. You know what I'm saying? You overly use the N-bomb. You know what I mean? You overly use the N-bomb. My thing is, bro, I know you're intelligent enough to not have to say the N-bomb every other word. It's like you want to outdo it. And it's like, we get it, bro. You come from the street essence, from the culture type of vocabulary. I get it. I had a bad habit in saying the N-word. I caught myself a couple times, and I try to, and I get upset because I want to graduate from saying the N-bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say that no more. I was a part of this culture for so long that it just becomes it just naturally comes out that way. You know what I'm saying? But I'm catching myself because I feel like I have more intelligence to replace that word with other words that have more substance. In your case, though, it's like, you don't have to say it, but you still want to say N-word for everything. You know what I'm saying? You're even saying N-words for... It's just weird. Like, you'll use Bomb Arum and you'll still say that ninja. You know what I'm saying? Or they only mess with that. It's just kind of like, bro, you're overly using it on times you don't need to use it. That was one. That was kind of like, okay. Two is, after... It's the way you don't keep your word on stuff, right? And it's okay because it's boxing. It's hard to say, like... Yo, we can't get mad at everybody that can't keep their word after they say they're gonna knock somebody out or whatnot. Cause it's boxing, that happens. You're gonna do what's best. You're gonna, if it comes, you take advantage. You know what I'm saying? You go for the knockout. If it don't go for it. But the fact that, you know, you gave a whole different response, as if you're mad at everybody for you not performing to the standard that you set yourself for. You know what I'm saying? And you get mad at the world and you say, oh, everybody's hating. Nobody. We are your fans. The fans are the ones that help you get paid, bro. I don't understand. This is why I'm saying, like, this is a job at the end of the day. Sometimes we do things that we don't sometimes we have to do things we don't like to do, just because we know that it's gonna be for the people that pay us for that. You know what I'm saying? You work for the people right now. You know what I'm saying? You got your promoters, you got a you know, your little partnership deals with them, whatever the case is, but you work for the viewers, you work for the people. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to care about them, that's totally fine, but then you also can't expect to get paid the big bucks in what you love to do as a boxer. And then you also ish on the people that want to pay to watch you. And I think you're applying it in a way where you think that you could become a villain and people are going to start wanting to pay to watch you lose. And I don't think that's the case in this situation. The other thing is, you know, you can't even take criticism from the people that's closest to you. You got Andre Ward. These people take time out their day to walk you out, spar with you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, help you with pointers, and you give them credit, but then when they give you advice, you don't want to take it. They're telling you their butt is literally telling you, yo, your footwork was good, you just wasn't letting your hands go. I was. And it's like, bro, I understand that you want to, but if everybody's telling you the same thing, even the people closest to you, then that means something. I understand, like, as your fans, we can't expect to tell you things privately because we don't know you personally. You know what I'm saying? You made a public statement, you gave a public word, and now the fans are responding publicly. It's not our job to pull you aside privately because we don't know you like that, and you're not going to respond to us regardless. Imagine us DMing you, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I was underwhelmed from your performance. I don't think, it was kind of sad because I paid my last few bucks to watch you, you know what I'm saying, of my hard work and money to watch you fight and put on the performance that you promised us, and you didn't exceed that expectation. You're gonna look at it like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna respond proudly or none of that. You're not gonna give it. So we voice our opinions publicly because that's the approach that you gave publicly, right? And then the other thing is, and I'm gonna end it with this one, is the fact that you're even entertaining a fight with Kambosos now that just came off of 3 losses. You know, we got Zepeda that we want to focus on, but the fact that even the idea, if Zepeda don't work, that you're willing to take Kambosos is mind-blowing, bro. And it's disappointing.
Hold up.
I don't understand why you would even entertain that idea. There's so much other fights there that could still be made outside of a person that lost 3 fights straight. Are you going to keep taking people's leftovers? You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. That's what we're not appreciating. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm not appreciating. And this is why it's like I'm being forced to not be a fan of you anymore. And then you're probably going to be like, oh, I don't care. It's all good. You don't have to care. You already showed you don't care, and you don't care about your fans. Because we over here telling you genuinely, we're a perfect example of a fighter that carries himself how he's supposed to. And he got the knockout in the 5th round, but still was his own worst critic. Still made a public apology. Let me make sure my mic is on, you know what I'm saying? Testing, my bad, I got a little too loud, but still made a public apology, you know what I'm saying? And that's Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis came on Twitter, and I don't even think he necessarily apologized, but he didn't really have to apologize. He just let it be known that he said, I looked over my fight, I watched it again, and I could have done a lot better. I could, you know what I'm saying? And he let it be known because he made a promise to us that he was going to have a great performance, and he still did. I still think he did. It was exciting. He was willing to, what he did is what you didn't do, and that's be willing to take punches to give some of his own. when he really didn't need to, but he wanted to put a show on for his people, and I could respect him for that. So shout out to Jerome Bruce Ennis. That's why he's one of my favorite fighters. Don't get me wrong, his performance is a little questionable according to how we would like to see a fight between him and Bud. You know, it's a little questionable. Now some things are to be questioned, like, hey, dang, is he ready for Bud? But why we have faith in him as fans is because he's seen what he could have done better. He knows there's room for improvement. And he faced up to it publicly, like, yo, I know I could do better. I know there's stuff I got to improve on here. This is where I went wrong. This, that, and the third. But the fact that he's saying this after a 5th round stoppage, broke the dude's rib and jaw, and still was able to hold accountability towards what he believed he did wrong in that fight and what he could have done better. You know what I'm saying? That's why I gotta rock with my boy Jerome Bruce Ennis, because regardless of how I go, even if they go for Bud, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that'll be after that performance, then that might not be the best matchup, right? But the fact that he noticed where he went wrong gives me more faith that he's going to prepare better for someone like Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So I'll still be going for Jerome Bruce Ennis, but I do believe it's going to be a tougher fight according to his last performance. It just gives me more faith now that it gives me more faith in Boots now that I see that he actually admitted to it. It would have worried me if he said, no, I did an excellent job. This, that, I would have been like, all right, see, I don't know, man. I might have to, I still go for him kind of, but I just think he's going to lose against Bud with that type of attitude. He has an attitude, but Boots has an attitude where he wants to have no limit to where he could improve. You're being told, and nobody told him this, you're being told by legends next to you, and you still don't want to accept that fact, which is fine. But this is gonna impact your career, because I know for sure I'm not gonna be covering your next fight. Depending who you fighting, because styles make fights. I don't just watch fight because of one fighter. Sometimes it got to be the matchup. If you're fighting somebody like Tank, I will cover it, because I want to see Tank, you know, teach you a lesson for real. You know what I'm saying? And kind of give you that humble pie a little bit, so you can see, so you can actually know through proof where you went wrong, and hold accountability. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't even do it when you put out you can't even stay true to your own word after giving your word out, and now you're blaming us for holding you accountable for the word that you promised us. We didn't care if you got knocked down and lost. You know what I'm saying? We would have just been appreciative that you came in there and you gave it your all to put on the show for us. And then we probably we would have still paid for your next fight. We still would have covered, like, yo, we know he's gonna add in some more drama to his style. But anyway, it don't even matter no more, right?
Hold up.
Because this is the universal favorite to fight fans from all nations. Thank you for tuning in to VIC SZN Sports, the #1 source for combat news and creations. You know what I'm saying?
Toma, huepa, chacho, pa que sepa, puñeta.
Yeah, bro. And it's nothing personal, obviously, because I think Shakur's a good kid, man. I think he is. I just think he needs to find him. He needs some time to meditate, find himself for a second. But like I said, he's still making some bread. He still got promotion, so you got to commend him. You got to give him his credit for where it's due. You know, promotional companies still want him. He's still relevant somehow, some way, whether it's through a good or bad light. I just don't see it being so beneficial for his events, according to how he's carrying himself. That's just my honest opinion. But I wish him the best. I just would like him to grow and learn from where he's going wrong. That's just the wisdom in me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he has to learn through his own wisdom, through his own experiences. But we gonna let it go. You already know what's up. One more time for your mind.
Huepa, chacho, pa que sepa, puñeta.
And we out, baby. I love y'all. Peace.
Toma.